are we doing this week?
Okay, so this week we are going to enhance our understanding of issues and be able to dive into all of the things that we talked about in our groups. So there's going to be 21 groups that are each representing a different country. You will be split into groups and assigned to groups that have already been made. Today, after we're done talking, you'll be put into your groups. So the goal of this project is to allow you to collaborate, to learn from each other, to take what you've already done with your global challenge paper and build on that, so that you're more effective advocates against food insecurity and the impact of climate change. So each day in your groups, you're going to be reflecting on questions and sharing resources and working towards a recommendation on what your country should do to address the impact of climate change and mitigate food insecurity levels. So today, you're going to have lots of time to introduce yourself to your group members, be able to share some of the research you've done, and then walk through a country profile for your country that will talk about what does food insecurity look like? What is the impact that climate change is having? And give you a base overview of the country. Yeah. You will then be able to take that knowledge tomorrow. Each person in your group is going to be assigned to a different stakeholder group. So we're going to take another analysis on this. So you'll have you'll represent farmers or NGOs, non-government organizations, government organizations, and then ag scientists and researchers, and be able to think about how do those different stakeholder groups think about and work towards ending food insecurity. On Wednesday, you're going to meet in your stakeholder groups. So all of the farmers are going to meet in the farmer group. All of the government folks are going to have their government bureaucratic meeting. All of the NGOs are going to meet, and then all of the ag scientists are going to meet. In that space, you'll talk about strategies for those particular groups. And then on Thursday, in your groups, you're going to go back to your group, your countries, and you're going to talk about, like, all right, what solution makes the most sense given our country's profile here and the impact of climate change and food security. Yeah. And work towards a solution for Friday, where Friday you're going to meet with a regional panel, which will give you the opportunity to have 5 minutes to present your group's recommendation, your country's recommendation for what resources they need, what are the challenges, be able to define that problem, and then be able to get questions from the regional panelists. And it should be a really engaging opportunity for you to learn from students from all over the world, and just give you the opportunity to dive deeper into these issues.
Totally. The really cool thing about this, and the reason that we're really excited about this project and getting to work on it with all of you is, one, you're going to be studying a country, likely a country that's different than the one you wrote your paper about. So we're going to be providing you with information about that. Two, you're also going to get to meet with students who were maybe not a part of your roundtable group. So this is an opportunity for you to get to meet with students from around the world. Like John said, over 270 students from 19 different countries. That's pretty exciting. The last thing that John didn't mention is you don't know what country you're in yet. It's about to be revealed to you in just a moment. So don't worry, it'll be very exciting. And the really cool part is you can participate live every day at around this time during this kind of mid part of our programming. If you're not able to join in live, we hope you will, but we understand you've got all kinds of other things happening, things pop up. We are going to be recording these sessions. And in addition to that, you're going to have the opportunity to collaborate with each other online. So in Excel events, you should have seen that lounge area on the left-hand side there. You can click lounge. Don't click away right now because we want you to hang out with us still. But you can jump into that lounge, and when we assign you into your country group, you'll be able to take a look at the documents there in the lounge to learn more about your country and to find that shared Google Doc that you'll use to collaborate with each other every day. So it should be pretty easy and fun, we hope, overall. Okay, John, what else would you add before we open it up for any questions or concerns from the students?
Sure. I'll just say really quickly, there's also the Borlaug Dialogue, which is happening this week as well. It's an international conference that the World Food Prize Foundation is hosting at the same time.
Yeah.
On that same tab in Excel events, there's a link to the Borlaug Dialogue. And if you haven't checked it out yet, there's a ton of content that you can access.
Yeah.
There's over 100 sessions with leaders in international development, food security, agriculture, research, science. Just a ton of really wonderful material that you can click over there, check out the schedule, and then go to the sessions. So many of the sessions are being virtually streamed that you have access to. So definitely, if there's additional content that you want to seek out, I definitely recommend it. You can get a lot out of Borlaug Dialogue.
Yeah, and all of that's optional for you, but the amazing opportunity that you have there is that you can connect virtually with people maybe who are even from the country that you wrote about or the country that you're representing in your group project, people who are all really interested to hear what young people think we have to do to solve these big challenges we're facing. So please join in, take advantage of that. It will be available to you throughout the week and afterwards. And super important, the official kickoff of the dialogue is tomorrow on Tuesday. So take a look there. We're welcoming I think 10 different ministers of agriculture from around the world, Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack from the United States, USAID Administrator Sam Power will be here, and
which I believe she was in your daily framing video.
She sure was. You should already know who that is.
So.
And I mean, infinite numbers of people more that I can't think of off the top of my head. We've got over 100 speakers who are going to come, so they're going to be really excited to hear from you. All right, before we open up our breakout sessions, I want to open it up to all of you. Do you have any questions that we can clarify for you before we open up the breakout sessions for today? Go ahead and pop that in the chat. Austin, any questions coming through for us?
I do not see. I do have one. So we have one from Celine Cronstead. Are the Borlaug Dialogue sessions available on demand?
Yeah, they should be available on demand. So obviously, if you can't join in live, it might take a few hours or maybe even till the next day for you to be able to view those sessions, but they will be available on demand. Great question. What else?
All right, we have a question from Abigail. Are the panels and the group time paired on the other days?
So I'm guessing that you are maybe thinking about the group sessions. Like, are you interested in whether we're going to have time to do work together on the group project? Is that what it's looking like, Austin?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking the question is asking.
Yes. So every day you will definitely have dedicated time. And for the most part, what that's going to look like is we haven't even talked about one of the coolest parts of GYI this week. So this week, in the middle part of the day, here in the United States, where we're aiming at you live, we are going to have, at around the same time, we're going to have panelists who will start out a session for about 45 minutes. John will talk us through some of those amazing panelists who are going to join us. You're going to have an opportunity to ask them direct questions, so take a look at those. And after that, you'll have time live to work on your group projects with each other, and we'll introduce the activity for the day related to the group project. So you'll want to tune in there. The really awesome part about the way we have the lounges structured in Excel events, though, is that you'll still have the opportunity there to write messages to each other, to chat with each other, and if you all are interested in continuing the conversation further, you can even video chat with each other within those spaces as well. So lots of opportunities for collaboration and to work with each other, whether you're doing it live in the moment or kind of in your own time. John, I would love for everybody to hear about the amazing lineup of speakers that we have coming in to speak with the students this week, though.
Great. So tomorrow, we have two really amazing speakers, Asma Latif, who has done a ton of anti-hunger work throughout her career, also sustainability. She's worked with small-scale farmers. She's going to have lots of things to say about the Sustainable Development Goals, which the professor broke down, I believe, this morning on the daily framing video, and would be a really good resource for all of your questions about how climate change is impacting your country.
Yeah.
We're also going to be joined by Allie Berman from the Kroger Foundation, and she's done a ton of work on food waste, racial justice, and also hunger issues as well. On Wednesday, we're going to be joined by Sam Cass, who worked with the Obama administration. He worked with the Let's Move campaign. He was the personal and then professional chef for the Obamas. So he has a lot of thoughts about nutrition, hunger issues, and sustainability of food.
And the value of all of you young people being involved in all the solutions too.
Yeah, and he's worked with so many young folks, so he has lots of ideas of how to be impactful and to really take action to address hunger issues and sustainability issues. On Thursday, we're going to be joined by a cadre of young folks who are just really amazing.
Yeah.
So Elsie DeBray, she was featured. She's a college student right now. She was featured in the film Gather. She's done a ton of research on supporting health in Indigenous communities. We're also going to be joined by Vanessa Garcia Polanco, who's done a lot of work to make sure that young farmers have access to land so that they can grow food and build on and build a career in farming. And then also Dennis Vlegels, who's an alum of our programs, that's on the Council of Advisors and helps inform our strategy and our work here at the World Food Prize Foundation, and also is done a ton of work on plant science. So the last person I'll mention is on Friday.
It's a big one.
Y'all will have the opportunity to connect with Dr. Rosenzweig and be able to hear directly from her about her impact in climate change and food insecurity and smart agriculture and being able to grow food with a shifting climate. She's super optimistic that we can advance change. And this is your opportunity on Friday to hear from her directly and ask questions about how do we get there and how do we do this?
And you'll be the first group to talk to her after she accepts the World Food Prize on Thursday evening. So it'll be a really fun morning, I think, to get to speak with her. Wonderful. Austin, were there any other questions that came through in the chat?
Yeah, we have a couple questions.
Great.
So we have one from Elizabeth Mary. She's asking, is Excel Events where we will find everything we need?
Oh, yes, that is the one-stop shop. You'll find it there. So if you're having a hard time, you can always pop in a question in the lobby chat. If you are having a hard time finding stuff, our staff are monitoring that and would be happy to be back in touch with you if you're having a hard time navigating around, but hopefully it should be pretty easy to find.
Yeah. And then we have another question from Grace Fernerti. Do we have written feedback from our roundtable discussions?
So you won't be receiving written feedback from your roundtable discussions this time around in the same way that you did from our board of reviewers during your Youth Institute timeframe, but we appreciate that and hope that you got some really good feedback from your experts in the moment. If you are interested in written feedback though, I know that probably everybody on my staff is going to be like, Morgan, don't say this, but if you're interested, let us know. We'll probably, I bet we could probably write a couple things for you. But overall, you all have taken your great first try during your Youth Institute. You've gotten some feedback and what you've put forward now is really excellent. So I think that taking that feedback that you received from your colleagues and from the experts during your roundtables is that exactly what you need for that next step to continue on with your ideas.
And
what else? Oh, sorry, go ahead, John.
And I understand there's so much value in being able to share your ideas with the experts who are working all over the world, and then also the students. So just a wonderful collection of ideas that hope that you found empowering, and certainly that you are able to build on this week and then beyond. So
yeah, absolutely. Austin, any other questions?
Yeah, I think they just there's a little bit of confusion in regards to the group project. So
Sure.
Can you talk about working as a group live and also working as a group on your own time on demand?
Sure. Yeah. So, okay. So every day we're going to have allotted time for groups to answer questions and put resources into a shared Google Doc. If you're unable to join those sessions for any chance, we did want to provide the opportunity for people to participate virtually so that there's the opportunity so you can check the Google Doc throughout the day. You can add additional resources there. You can see what your group has done. The expectation is that you'll be able to do most, if not all of the work during those allotted group project times. But we also want to be able to allow you to collaborate and work together and really build off of the work that you're doing this week. So about every day, you'll have about 40 to 45 minutes to work in your group project. So we estimated like that should be enough time. We understand that you have exams and tests and athletics and all the other scholastic stuff that you have to do scholastic.
And I'd also say, don't worry, this isn't like a group project in school where you're like, I've got the whole team on my back and nobody else is tuning in to do the work. This is meant to be a space for collaboration. And so what's going to happen today? Let's talk about that. Today, when you go into your breakout rooms, you're going to get to meet all the other students who are kind of representing the same country with you. You're going to say hey to each other. You're going to learn more about each other as people. Within that time, you're going to go into Excel events and take a look at that lounge space for your specific country. There, you're going to find a slide deck, which includes slides with specific information about your country. That's going to be your case study, basically. That's what you're going to use, all the different facts and data and figures that you need to be successful. And as you and have discussions with each other, you're going to find there in the lounge area for your country. In addition, you're going to find that Google Doc there that John mentioned. That's a space for you all to, there's no prescribed or required way that you have to fill that out. It's really just a space for you to, in sentences and bullet points and a paragraph with pictures, however it makes the most sense for you, we're for it. It's a space for you all to collect your ideas. So when John says we're going to work both in a virtual way and in that live way with each other, that is one of the main collaborative spaces along with the lounges where you're going to be able to do that. If you're having questions about specifically like, what thing am I supposed to create? We're going to walk you through that. So don't feel nervous about that. And we're certainly not going to be taking any points off or anything like that, right, John?
There are no points.
There are no points. Points don't even exist here at the Global Youth Institute. So any other questions? Austin, does that seem like it's helping folks?
Yep, I think that's helping folks. We do have a question about how many members are in each group. I'd like to answer that.
So there's like 13 to 15-ish members per each group. And you know, you might notice like that fluctuates based on people's schedules per day. So if there's people in your group who aren't there that day, that is okay. We'll be checking in with groups throughout the week to make sure that folks are doing great. Yeah, super. Okay. I think here's what I think we should do. First off, I want to check with my pal, Emma. Emma, are we ready to pop into breakout rooms?
We are ready.
Woo-hoo-hoo! We're ready. Okay, well, have in your mind, what country do you think you're going to get? I don't know. There's no wrong or right answer here. I think we can go ahead and open up the breakout rooms. What's going to happen is you're going to get kicked over to a breakout room. When you see in the title of your breakout room, the country name, that's your country assignment. Get excited. You're going to be able to go and check out the lounge. Once we get everybody into breakout rooms, members of the World Food Prize staff are going to make the rounds to come and say hi and make sure you have everything you need to be successful as you start to explore your Feeding a Fragile World group project. Awesome. Emma, over to you to open up the breakouts.
Can I make one more quick note for us,
Oh,
Morgan?
of course you can.
So students, while you're in these breakout rooms, please do not click anywhere else in Excel events because it'll actually take you out of this Zoom room and out of your breakout room. So we'll give you instructions on how to join your lounge, but please wait until we're done with this group project session to do that. Does that sound good to everyone?
That sounds good. So we'll be by at that point then, once your breakouts are open, to go through and drop in those specific docs and the links that you need to get into all of those. So hang tight while you're waiting to get those things. So introduce yourselves to each other, get to know each other, and our staff will be around to give you all the things you need to get going. Okay, Emma, over to you for real.
Okay.
Go breakouts. Have fun, everybody. We'll see you in a minute. Bye. Bye. Oh, they're going. They're getting in there.
Friends, if we have teachers left on here, please just let us know maybe who your student is and we can place you in a group with them.
Absolutely.
Other than that, we'll just continue to put you into your roundtable groups. Excuse me, your group project groups.
Emma, are you able to see what's in the chat?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Austin.
No problem.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. We're still assigning a few of you into your groups. Group leaders, please just hang tight for us. Thank you.